Check it out, Casper!
Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Casper here, and the long-awaited comic number 6 has finally been released, and it actually reveals quite a lot of interesting things about the TF2 universe in general, as well as continuing the story from the previous 5 comics. A very quick recap on where the previous comic left us. Most of the Team Fortress 2 mercs have been reassembled by Miss Pauling in an attempt to recover the world's Australium, because the administrator, aka the voice of Team Fortress 2, requires it to stay alive. We last saw our mercs in a head-to-head standoff with an army of Grey Man's killer robots deployed by the enemy mercenaries, and things were not looking good. Comic number 6, The Naked and the Dead, opens up by revealing that things definitely were not good, because most of the mercs and Miss Pauling have actually been killed dead by the robots. Fortunately, however, Medic is on hand to bring everybody back to life by simply stuffing their blood back into their bodies. Just as the mercs are about to get overrun by robots, Saxton Hale and his partner Margaret show up with all the weapons that the mercs normally use, allowing them to finally make a solid fight against the robots. In a comedic exchange between the medic and the demo man, we find out that the demo man's missing eye has actually been medically replaced at least 8 times. However, the socket seems to be haunted, and no matter what the medic does, something always happens. In various fights throughout the comic, most of the enemy mercs are killed by our friendly Team Fortress mercenaries. At one point, our medic thinks that he's killed the enemy heavy, but the enemy heavy manages to survive and he shoots and kills our friendly medic. Friendly Heavy shows some true emotion at the passing of his dear friend. What follows is an interesting exchange between Dead Medic and the actual Devil, where it seems that Medic has previously made a deal with the Devil for the exchange of his soul, although it's never made perfectly clear what the Devil gave in return. Amazingly, our Medic seems to outsmart the Devil, and it turns out that Medic has actually transferred 8 other people's souls into his own body, ultimately bartering to be revived into the living world. It's later implied in the comic that these 8 souls belong to our other friendly mercs, although it's possible that he did steal these from the enemy Team Fortress team. Medic comes back to life just in time to team up with Heavy and defeat the enemy Heavy, who has managed to attach the Australium life machine to himself, which he previously stole from Grey Man. Whilst all this is going on, Scout is dying in Spy's arms. Although Spy then assumes the disguise of Tom Jones, yes, the actual Welsh singer who featured in an earlier comic, Spy again implies that he is the actual father of the Scout. Scout appears to die and go to heaven, where there is a hilarious exchange with God, where God sends Scout back to Earth in order to fulfill his destiny of sleeping with every single woman on Earth. Of course, it's not perfectly clear whether this really happens, or whether it's just part of Scout's imagination. Back at the battleground, Saxton and the mercs have successfully defeated the robots, and the enemy Heavy reveals what Team Fortress, the words Team Fortress, actually means. It turns out that that's a code name given to our particular group of heroes, almost like saying Team, Fortress. He also reveals that there was a Team Citadel, a Team Vanguard, and a Team Echelon. The comic concludes with NG and the Administrator revealing that there's only 6 months of Australium left to keep her alive. Administrator decides instead that she's going to use all of this Australium at once, which as a result makes her beautiful and youthful again, because she reveals she won't need all that time to stay alive, because she's got one final, masterful plan that she's going to execute. And that is the end of the comic. Throughout the comic, it's also revealed that Scout's first name is Jeremy, and Medic's surname is Ludwig. The only mercs left who have never had their real names revealed are the Spy and the Pyro, and I can only imagine we'll probably never find out what their names are. So what is the Administrator's amazing plan? Who were those other 3 teams other than Team Fortress? And will we ever find out more about Spy and his relationship with his son? We'll have to wait until the next comic, coming in 2025. If the current schedule is anything to go by. So hope you guys enjoyed that lowdown. If you guys do want to see an overview of the first 5 comics which came before this one, this was number 6, do let me know and I'll do that all in one little mega video in the same style as this one. I hope you guys all found that as interesting as I did, and I hope we don't have to wait as long as we did last time for the next comic, which will be the final one, by the way. The last comic is definitely going to tie up this main storyline, so it's sure to be very juicy. If you are new to this channel, here's a couple of videos to check out and the subscribe button, and I'll see you all soon for some more Team Fortress videos.